Today I am going to show you my model of a plant cell. So over here, this moat represents the cell wall. The cell wall protects the cell. Right here, this wall represents the cell membrane. The cell membrane separates the cell from its external environment. So it lets some things in, some things out. So I have like two little guards right here. Right here, I have a library, which represents the nucleus. The nucleus contains the genetic information, or otherwise known as DNA. So I have my librarian, I have some books, some places to work at. Down here, there's like the long-term databases. So like the first time you had cellular respiration, or basically all the first time stuff until now. So up here, like I was wondering, how does like a cell, like how does it work? Well, if you ask the librarian, it flips a little switch, bang, there's some books about it. So the librarian sometimes helps. Over here, I have the mitochondria. The mitochondria produces energy through cellular respiration. So we have glucose up there. We got, no, that's oxygen. That's glucose, water, and this gray thing is CO2. In the process of cellular respiration, oxygen and glucose are used to make energy called ATP and produces the byproducts of water and CO2. So I'm going to show you this little contraption that I made. This little contraption, there's oxygen in this one, and there's glucose in the one next to it. So I'm going to flip this switch, and it's going to convert it into water and carbon dioxide, which is in this chest. I'm going to move on over here. This little fish market represents the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus temporarily stores protein. So fish are like protein. So I have salmon, I have clownfish, puffish, and cod. Over here I have a masonry. The masonry represents the lysosomes. The lysosomes break down worn out organelles or food. So I have my mason. These furnaces represent, like, you put in food and it breaks down the food. And over here he has some anvils and some stone cutters as a little workbench. Another little bench to work at. Oh my goodness. Over here we have the bank. The bank represents the vacuole, which stores food, water, sugar, and waste products. This represents waste products. The bread represents food, the water is water, and the sugar is sugar. So if you wanted, let's say, some bread, like in a bank, like you had your own account, you press the button and there's your bread. And over here, you wanted some water out of your account, you press the water and there's your water. Over here I have a boardroom. It's for executive function. So, you know, it's just kind of a place to hang out and stuff for the board and talk about things in meetings. Over here, we have the vault. Of course, it is blocked by iron and iron doors because, you know, it's a vault. So you go in, and of course, in a vault, there's more quantities of, you know, cash or money, but in this case, it's all like waste products, my food, water, and sugar. Over here, we have the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm contains a jelly-like substance and is in between the ribosomes and nucleus. The cytoplasm contains ribosomes, but it would be challenging to make multiple ribosomes, so I made a ribosome over here. So this contraption represents ribosomes and endoplasmic reticulum. The fork represents the ribosomes producing protein, while the minecart going around the cell represents the endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum carries materials throughout the cell. So, if I flip this switch, pigs will come down and die to fall damage, which will go into that hopper and into that dispenser, which then I will press this lever and a minecart will come out with such pork that the pig had when it died. So, and it goes throughout the cell. Over here, we have the chloroplast. This muscle contraption represents the chloroplast. When the blaze dies, it's supposed to produce blaze rods, which represent sunlight being converted to glucose. But in Minecraft right now, it's kind of confusing and it doesn't really make any sense. But the blaze rods aren't really shown. They don't get produced when the blaze dies. So this first lever pushes all the blazes into this hole, which then I press this lever. It traps the blazes in the wall, which kills them, and eventually they die, or what happened, the blaze rods would be produced. Over here, we have the houses. In the houses, we have some villagers. I put some villagers in the library, but somehow they came over here and kind of, you could say, migrated into these houses. So one of these houses actually put stuff in it, but the houses were kind of a filler. They didn't really show a purpose, but you know, you can't really have a city without some houses. Also, I try to get at a medieval city, so I didn't try and use modern things, but this is my model of a plant cell. So, yeah.